Tick Tick Bang is the next track up. And I know this was a demo originally from back in the day. So yeah, let's check out Tick Tick Bang.
Tick Tick Bang indeed. Okay, so Prince knew how to write a dirty lyric, man. He was direct. He didn't care. He was just direct. I think he must have studied Millie Jackson as well, though. You know, Millie Jackson.
Oh yeah.
I think Prince must have had enough Millie Jackson records. He must have done. I don't know, but I think so. I would say I would put money on it. But yeah, he knew how to be direct and write a nasty lyric and make it work. You know. Yeah, I like the track. It works on this album, but in the back of my head, I'm like, because I've recently heard the older version, the original version, and the original version is right up my street. If you guys haven't heard it, it's punky. That's the one. I mean, he could not have put that version on this album though. So this Tick Tick Bang works on this album. And I like it. It's cool. I remember it at the time and I like it now. It's cool. But it has nothing on the old track. The old version. The old version is fire. It's fire. Go and listen to that track. It's fire. It's so bad. I think it must have been around the controversy times, right? But yeah, it's punky. It's punky. And that's the one. When you hear that, you'd be like, anybody that knows real music.
Yeah, Controversy, Dirty Mind. It sounds like it's got that feel.
That's what I'm talking about. This is really produced and really, refined and works for this album. But yeah, I like it.
Yeah, man. Tick Tick Bang. Yeah, I liked it. I liked it then, and I like it now. But funny enough, listening to it this time round, what surprises me is that the thing that really got to me on this album,
right?
And all throughout the kind of MPG, not all throughout, but in that early MPG thing that was going on, is the hip hop influence, the scratching and the rapping. This track is crammed with all the scratching that you could ever imagine, but it doesn't pee me off. The backbeat reminds me of something like Led Zeppelin almost. I don't know why, but I just love the track. I loved it then and I love it now. It's just got something about it that's just, it's that beat.
Oh yes. Yeah.
It reminds me of like what's that track by Led Zeppelin? You know the track, guys. It's got that similar kind of beat that's just kind of up front and center. It just works.
Yeah, it felt like that was the first single in the UK. I remember when that came out. I mean, they played that song quite a lot. It was on heavy rotation.
Yeah, it got heavy rotation. I think it was a hit. That was a hit for Prince, I think. So, okay, so what's the next track we're going to listen to?
The next track, I think, is Shake, right?
Okay, let's dive in.
Okay.
THIEVES is bad.
We said we were going to try and listen to all the songs from beginning to end. I couldn't do it. We couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. I remember it being that bad, and another disappointment. Yo, was Prince trying to just destroy the time on this on this soundtrack? Because no, I mean, the time must have been seething when they had to do these songs, man. I mean, they couldn't have liked these songs. I mean, maybe it was just him and Morris in the studio doing this one. I don't know.
I mean, after 7/7, 7/93/11, how are you going to show these guys Shake and say, we're going to record this? I mean, I don't know what to say, but Shake is horrible. I'll never put up. I regret that I had to listen, that I now remember that track. I'd rather just keep that as something as a mystery. Shake, my gosh.
It's not a filler. It's worse than a filler, bro. It's like, what? This is a nonsense. It's a nonsense track. Listen, you can't do masterful work,
horrible track,
and then come with substandard stuff. That's the kind of track that you'd hear a school funk band trying to do.
It's just silly. It's just empty.
You know, like people just for the first time, and they, you know, grabbing their instruments, and they're like, "Hey, check this track we wrote," and you know, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, not for the time. I don't want to hear it. Not from the time. I don't want to destroy, you know, my superheroes, man. Those guys are my superheroes. No.
No.
Let's move forward, bro. Let's keep moving. My mom said, if you can't say anything good, let's keep moving.
Yeah, it's not on. Shake isn't on. Thieves in the Temple is up next. So, man, I remember Thieves being the first track off the album, and I remember digging it. So let's see what Thieves in the Temple has to say. Thieves in the Temple. You know, when it came out, I liked it. And I was, you know, obviously a massive fan. Here's a new track from Pinch's new album. And I dug it. But this isn't the same version as the video version.
I was feeling the same. Something wasn't quite gelling for me. I liked that track when it first came out. And this time around, I was like, what? It was okay, but there was a different version.
There's a different mix. There's a different. It's the engineering and the equalization's different. I think there's more emphasis on the beat. You know, it's a bit more driving,
right?
And it's a bit more stomping. He just added some. It's like he kind of listened to it and thought, just before we put it out, I want to make a couple adjustments, and just added a more punch.
Yeah, I did like it.
Anyone right now, you know, listen to the single, the video version of this track, and it's slightly different. It's just got a bit more punch to it, and I liked it. This version is a little bit kind of not flat, but it's amazing what equalization can do to a track.
Yeah,
the same elements, but just slightly tweaked. It's amazing how you can push a track. So you know, it's a good song. It's song's good. I like Thieves in the Temple.
It's okay.
I like it.
Yeah, it's good. I must say, I was looking forward to hearing it, because I remember it when it first came out. It was played everywhere, and I liked it. This time around, it just felt a little bit not the same, and now I understand why. It's because the single release was different, a different mix. Except on the original version, or the single mix version, I should say, there was a part in it that I didn't like, where it was like a scratchy part where they kind of repeated a vocal line.
That's what this album's guilty of.
I hated that.
The kick.
Yeah, kick. Oh, I hated that bit. I was like, why mess up the song, man? The song was dope. Leave it. No, I remember. But anyway,
I remember.
Aside from that, I really liked the single version. This was okay. The album version is okay. It's good. It's a good track.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let's
move.
Thieves is a good track. You know, it's a good track. Okay, so we're going to listen to The Latest Fashion. Again, it's one of those tracks I don't really remember. It couldn't have been a good track. It couldn't have had an impact on me. Do you remember The Latest Fashion?
Do I remember The Latest Fashion? Yes, I think I do. And the memory is not a good one. I don't think the memory is a good one. But let's go. Let's hear it. I might surprise myself.
The Latest Fashion fans. Let's just hope that we get touch with something great that we've never heard before.
Who's this? Right. Who's this by?
This is a straight Prince and Time track together. So
again, okay.
Come on, man. Let's see what happens.
Let's see.
The latest fashion.
Ouch. Another bummer. I'm sorry. Couldn't do it. Couldn't listen to it all the way through again.
You got about 1 minute and 8 seconds.
No,
and that was it.
This is getting depressing, man.
It's bad. This is bad. This album so far.
I refuse to listen to bad tracks of my superheroes. I'm not doing it. No.
I mean, the track does sound like a time track. But it's like a horrible time track if there was ever such a thing. It's got the time flavor. I'll give it that. It sounds like but it's just like, nah, that's a track that shouldn't have made any album. It's just horrible.
Yeah.
The chorus has got a weird, there's some stuff that's out of key, and I know Prince sometimes plays with that, and it can work really well. But it's like, no, it's not inspired. It's just, let's write a song. Okay, there's no inspiration. They've just written a song, and I don't like that track. I don't want to hear that again.
I tell you what, I think this album suffers from the fact that it was kind of trying to work with the film. I think that, you know, is a bad movie, and it wasn't natural. I remember the film being like on a lot or something. It wasn't shot in different locations. Everything about this whole project felt forced and false. It was forced. It didn't feel, if it was, again, if he had let the Time write their own tracks, maybe, I don't know if the Time wrote these songs, and let the Time do their thing, you know, and they shot it in different locations, and it would have been a better movie. But I remember, I'm now starting to remember bits of the film which were awful, and it was corny, you know, from starting to destroy, you know, the foundation, what Purple Rain was built on. You know, and you know, everything was there to go to the next level, and this was not it.
Horrible.
Painful.
Horrible. You know, I just want to move on from that track.
Yes.
I don't even want to comment. I've got nothing to say.
So all of you that love this album, man, hey, we're gonna take the blows, man. We're gonna take the blows.
I know they're coming. So listen, the next track is Melody Cool.
Melody Cool.
Mavis Staples. Yeah, Mavis Staples from the Staples Singers.
Yeah.
She's going to put her contribution down in this record. I don't like anything Prince has done with Mavis Staples.
What? Come on.
Nothing. Nothing.
Huh?
I must confess.
Really?
There's nothing that he's done with Mavis that I liked. I always felt that he pulled her into a world where it just didn't work. Meet her where she's at. Gospel, you know, soul and gospel would have been, you know, just her getting down on this new sound. Nah, sorry. That's my nan on the record. Like, nah. Nah, that's what it felt like in the day, like my nan on the record. Like, I don't want to see her getting down. Nan. You know, do some gospel and do something in your, that'll work. It just never made sense. I never understood his connection with her and what he thought he could do with her. I thought the Prince and Mavis Staples combination was just a complete letdown. An abomination.
Okay.
I must confess. I know there's fans out there with like targets. That's just I'm just being upfront and real. Maybe Staples and Prince, like, nah, that never works from not a bar that is impressive.
Really? Okay.
Not a bar.
Hey, let's hear the track, bro. You went in already, man.
They call me Melody Cool.
Melody Cool. What say you?
Mavis Staples, another one of those singers that can sing anything. Her vocals, I love her vocals. Her vocals are amazing.
Legend.
Like, she's got a nice rasp to her vocal. One of the greatest that I don't think she gets enough props. I think as time goes on, some of those legends are going to get forgotten because you know, they're not propped up by anybody. Yeah. And we're going to give them props anytime we can, you know? Yeah. Some of the greatest songs of all time by the Staples Singers, you know? But yeah, I like this song because I like Mavis's vocals on it. And I remember the only thing I have, it keeps, like, every time I hear it though, when like hearing it now, it just kind of tries to pull me back into that poor film. Cause I remember it in the film as well. I remember when she did it, I was like, that corny film, man. But yeah, just for Mavis's vocal, I like it. I know it's strong enough to carry whatever else is going on musically within that song, and it's not the greatest. It's just, it does feel like a filler in terms of the music, but Mavis's voice is so powerful. I just love hearing her.
Yeah.
Yep.
What it is for me and that track is it's Prince doing swing beat. I mean, did you hear what I just said? It's Prince doing swing beat.
Oh yeah, baby. It's getting fun now.
I mean, what's Prince doing? He's trying to be down with the kids at this point.
Yep.
Scratching, the swing beat. He's panicking and he's trying to be relevant.
Yeah.
And it sounds like a man desperately trying to be relevant. That's what this track sounds like to me.
Okay.
And the worst thing is, he pulls a woman from the 60s to try and be relevant. You know, she's got this gospel voice. It would have been better to put Telvin on that beat. It would have been a bit more honest, a bit more real to the genre that I'm hearing. Right. Because it just made Prince sound like an old man who's out of touch. That's what that track felt like. At the time, I would have been the target audience for this track.
Okay.
You know, and
yeah,
I didn't like the track when it came out. It sounded like an old man trying to be down with me. You know, like your dad want to come hang with you and your friends. Like,
hey, listen, where I come from, that's what my dad used to hang out with me and my friends. And I used to hang out with him and his friends.
Well, you know what I'm saying. You know, your dad was obviously cool, but in this, it didn't work though. For me, it didn't work. I just, Mavis in her setting, in her kind of period is untouchable. She's dangerous. I've got enough respect for Mavis Staples, but I never liked anything she'd done with Prince. Anything she'd done. It just didn't work. It just sounded like an old man trying to be down with the kids. Prince is the kind of artist that the kids aspire to be. But I will continue to say that Prince is the issue on that track isn't even Mavis. It's just Prince doing swing beat. Like, no, don't try and do swing beat, Prince. It's not going to sound good. It doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound like good swing beat. It just sounds like old man trying to be down swing beat. So that's all I have to say on that. I'm ready to move on. I don't even want to say anything else on this. Still Will Stand All Time is up next. I don't think it's going to get any better from this point. I've not got much hope for this album.
Yeah, I'm starting to lose faith. I thought it would have been great to say, we were wrong about this album.
Yeah,
but it's looking like the poor songs are so poor. It's bringing down all the tracks that we love. It's like I'm starting to lose the will to carry on. Dude, I was really hyped at the beginning. I was like, yeah, I can't wait. Now I'm like, oh my days.
Now I'm tired. I feel tired and drained. I feel like it's taken more than it's given.